Hey, everybody. Welcome back. It's Todd Bowerly here. We have wrapped up our teaching for the Reprogram Your Mind Masterclass, even threw in a bonus lesson on the laws of attraction yesterday. And this morning, I've already had one interview. Here we are back again with a second one. And I want to tell you, I am so excited to have this couple here to share their real world experience. And to be honest, I have no idea really what questions I'm going to be asking them. So I hope it's okay with them. But guys, everybody, please welcome. This is Josh and Heidi.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
Hi. We're so excited.
So I'm legitimately thrilled for you guys because I see you on TikTok all the time, doing your silliness and things like that. Josh, your hair looks a little different than I expected based on some of the TikToks I've seen recently. But let's start with explaining what the shirt is that you're wearing and what's happening right now. And then we'll go back to kind of the beginning. Tell me about this, NFT the movie.
You did really good.
Okay, so NFT the movie is obviously an NFT. And if you don't know what that is, it's a non-fungible token. So it's intellectual property that we will be releasing on
the blockchain.
The blockchain. Sorry,
Right.
Sometimes I get like it's a lot. Anyways, it's a movie and it's a documentary about NFT, the NFT boom, the NFT craziness, like when Beeple, everybody's heard of Beeple, right? They sold their one piece, 5,000 days for $69 million. And so that's when we kind of, and you're the one that was like, when we first started, you're like, you guys should look into NFTs.
Yeah.
This was March.
Right.
Yeah.
Like March.
Yeah.
Like, what is that, 7 months ago?
Right.
And so NFT the movie is a documentary documenting NFT artists that are millionaires from NFTs and ones that are just breaking into this field like us.
Kind of like us.
That were, it's a community as well. Like it's people that just believe in a transparent world. Because with NFTs, oh no, my phone's gonna die. With NFTs, they're transparent. Like you can see every transaction that ever happens.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like who started it, who made what. And the wonderful thing about NFTs, which I've shared with Jen, is the smart contract. So we're going to sell a movie as an NFT in this cute little bundle. But as Hollywood people, they'd never see another dime after that first sale.
Right.
With ours, we will get secondary, third, fourth, fifth sales forever. And it's all automatically in the blockchain. So it's exciting. It's new. It's like the new technology.
And what is your guys' role with NFT the movie?
We are the NFT directors, so we are now experts with NFTs, and this movement is so fast. We also invested. We took out every single dime we had in our 401k and invested it in NFT the movie because we believe in it.
Yeah, we definitely. When we went to Miami, because the producer asked us, hey, we want you in a film. If you can, come. And so we followed him, and we just seen this scene that was just so full of love, and we just all felt so right. And so when we got back, my intuition was just ask if you can. I didn't know how much we were going to do. I didn't know if we could even do it, but. You start with step one, and then you just see what happens.
It's like what you've been teaching us.
Yeah.
If you have a thought, you act on it.
You act on it quick.
So you don't need to plug in your phone, do you? Your phone's not going to die.
No,
honestly.
When it gets to 10%, I will.
Okay,
no,
all right.
We'll make sure.
Okay, so let me ask you this: where we started February, March timeframe, right?
Yep, the end of March.
Yeah, we actually looked at it. It was February 28th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
So what was life like before? Where were you guys at in February of this year?
We had no idea how much of a shift we needed. Like I just sat at home and waited for it. This is my best friend. This is my soulmate. He would leave for 12 hours a day and I'd be home with our kids. Like I was sad and I knew he was dying inside every time he got ready for work. there was a sparkle that wasn't there, slowly diminishing. So it got to a point where we were like, it doesn't matter what it takes, but we can't live the way we're living right now.
What were you doing for work, Josh?
I was working for the church, and I was cleaning, which, I make it sound like it's not a good thing. Like, there's a lot of people who I worked with who were extremely happy. They loved what they did. I can't say any profession is a bad thing, because somebody is good at it and someone loves it. It just was not mine. And I was there for almost 10 years.
10 years working maintenance for a church.
Yeah. Yep. And, I tried to lie to myself and tell myself, this is good. I got life insurance. I got health insurance. I have 401k. It's all good, right? But deep inside, myself, my higher self was like, nope, sorry, it's not going to happen.
And the initial goal was that you wanted to do your art full time. You wanted to be a full-time artist.
Yes.
Right. But how in the world do you end up involved as producers, directors of NFT the movie?
Right. It's because the universe has something for us that we have and that's the beauty about it, is we don't have to know.
We quit lying to ourselves, and our design came into play. Where like every day me and Josh wake up and we're so excited. We're like, okay, what are we going to do today? Or like, where's our money going to come from today?
So you just used the word universe, Josh, and I mean, I know what church you belong to, but you don't go to the church of the universe, right? So tell me, in your understanding, how has your relationship to God or the universe changed because of this last 7 months of a coaching experience?
It's so real. We don't see ourselves where we should see ourselves. We are part of God. He created us. We made a life for ourselves that he helped, and we have control of how we want it to look like. And our Savior, God, universe, whatever you want to say, is with us all the time. And he's the one that guides us. And so we just need to just listen and ask questions. Always be thinking of your, dream goal of what you want, and just don't fill your mind full of the negative stuff.
Was your mind full of the negative stuff before?
All the time. Well, because that's all I was seeing, right? And I wanted something so bad, but I was so used to waking up and just dreading what was going to happen that's all I thought about.
That's what we were programmed to do.
And with when I met you on TikTok,
which I still can't believe, like the timing that you guys met, like it just goes to show you how God is us, we're him, because he was like, you guys got to change something. And I remember Josh coming home and being like, I wish I would have recorded it because we're documenting like our whole life. But he goes, Heidi, I want to quit my job. And this is like every once a year conversation we would have, that he's like, I want to quit my job. I'd be like, no. But he came home after this like enlightening 3 days. Like I saw a change in him that was like, because he had watched a video of you on TikTok and he's like, something just clicked.
It did.
Like something just switched in my mind and I get it now. And he was this different person. Like he saw a magazine on the counter and he's like, I'm going to be in that magazine one day. And I was like, who are you? And there was this shift in his soul, and he said, I'm going to quit my job. And I said,
she said, okay,
go ahead. Like, go fly, babe. I'm right behind you.
Not only that, but then I told her, and we're going to start this coaching thing.
No. So then like he didn't drop it all in one day.
Oh,
right?
No.
Smart. So we're taking our son to preschool and we're walking around the block and he goes, I think this program would be really good for us. He'll coach both of us. And he told me, with pricing and, money, like when you're programmed a certain way, you think it's, oh my gosh, that's so much money.
There's no way.
But we're walking, and as we walk past and he tells me how much, I looked down and there's this Louis Vuitton mask on the ground. And I was like, what? This is crazy. This is the universe saying there is abundance, and you invest in yourself, you're going to get so much more, which...
You had a sign right there.
Huh?
You had a sign right there.
It was a sign, immediate. And I was like, okay, let's do it.
Yes. And if we weren't doing what we were supposed to be doing, we would have never seen it, right? And so changing your thoughts, changing what you want to do, those signs come, and you're more aware. They're always there, just being more aware.
Can you articulate, Josh, what the switch was that flipped for you?
So the TikTok I saw was everything that you think of, your thoughts are an image, and all you have to do is change that image. And when I heard that, like, I knew something had completely changed in my mind. And I was enlightened more than I had ever been for something so small. But it wasn't. It was really huge, because we think of an image every single day. And that's what changed me, was I knew I could change that image. No one else was in charge of that. And that's what changed me.
It was a crazy few days. Like, even he razzes people. And so even our friends, when they come around, they're like, why isn't Josh being mean to me?
That's because I had more love for myself. Yeah.
So I feel like your experience in saying that is very similar to mine. When I realized that I had not been thinking, I had not been in control of my mind, and that so much of my life had gone on default. Like, if I could just get in the driver's seat and put my hand on the wheel, that everything could be different. Right? It sounds like that's what you were experiencing.
Yeah, it was thrilling. It excited me, because I knew it was up to me, and I had been working so hard for years trying to do what I was doing, and I just kept getting stuck. And I knew that this was the change. This was going to help me to get to the point where I wanted to be, and more.
So I know you've got them around you somewhere. I want to see a couple pieces of your artwork.
Oh, definitely.
Share some.
So we have one, right? Of course, we have them all
everywhere.
over, right? So we have this one, and then we have one over. You should see Heidi's art. So
awesome.
Heidi started to paint too, and so we have these over here. If you want to,
Heidi, tell me, what were you doing before all of this? When Josh was doing maintenance, working for the church, what were you doing?
So I owned my own little boutique, which I still do. That's on Etsy. And so I make little special occasion outfits, and it's fun, and I'm super grateful for it. It's not my passion, so it's a little bit harder to be grateful. You know what I mean? But
so you had your side. It was a side hustle, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yep.
And here you are, co-producer, director of NFT the movie, in a completely different world.
It's insane.
It's so crazy.
The part that was the craziest part is I remember the first few calls we would get on with you, and you would be like, where's your goal card? And let me see. And when I would freak out, because I'm like, my goal card, what is my goal card? Yeah, I have mine right here. We never even leave home without it.
No, you can't.
Right?
Boom.
So when I took probably 2 weeks on that lesson to really visualize what Heidi wanted, not mom, not wife, not daughter, what I really loved. And I've always wanted to do a documentary. I've always wanted to show a positive part of life, that you can just have fun, things will work out. So finally I figured out, and I wrote on my card, I'm so happy and grateful now that wealthy people all over the world contact us to document our story of being the best artist to the top. So then we go to and I would sit and visualize this every day. We go to that lunch with Jeff, and he pulls out his mission statement for NFT the movie. And it's to create a documentary of artists, filmmaker, technologists on their journey to monetize, create, and protect their work. And so I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm like, can I show you something? And so I show him and we recorded this whole lunch. Like it was so perfect. But he was like, you've got to be kidding me. Like the stars had aligned. It was so beautiful. So if you're worried about your goal card, you should be like, get it down.
So it will come true.
So how, in your words, how does this happen? So this guy, Jeff, is he the director or executive producer of the movie?
Yeah,
or?
So he's the executive producer and co-founder of NFT, the movie.
And does he live in Miami?
No, he's right here. Lives in Utah.
He's right here in Utah.
Yep.
How far away from you does he live?
He's in South Jordan. Or Lehigh now.
Yeah.
And you guys are where?
West Jordan.
Like 20 minutes.
So you explain in your own words, how does this happen that you fall into this global phenomenon and you find a partner living 20 minutes away who has almost identically the same vision and words to use? How does that happen?
We don't know.
No, it happens because we're creators.
Yeah.
I'm creating my paradigm. I'm creating whatever I truly, and you can't just like think about it. You have to truly feel it. That's why like it took me 2 weeks to really think about what I wanted, because it's a feeling that's so deep in my heart that the second I was vulnerable enough to be like, you know what, I deserve to be in a documentary and I think I could change lives. Like that took a lot for me to realize and to vocalize. But the second I did it, it gave it energy and it started to transform in front of our eyes. And it still is.
Safe to say that you guys are in harmony together and with Jeff and the people probably that you're meeting, right?
Most definitely.
100%. Like every door, when I said before, like nobody's telling us no. Like we started this process. We didn't really know where we were going to start, like release the NFT, the movie. We didn't know how it was going to come together. And every time we're ready to take that next step, somebody shows up in our life that's like, oh, I've done that. Let me show you. And we're like, okay.
Yeah. With the film itself, these like humongous doors are opening, and it's exactly what we need at that moment. That's truly the way that it has been working for the past seven months. It's just things come when we need them.
So you've mentioned a couple of principles. You've talked about God being in us and helping us create.
Hold on 1 second. Our phone's at 10%.
Oh, now we need to plug it in.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we'll go closer to the.
Got it though.
Got it.
We're all good.
It's all good. You're good, guys. You're good, guys.
Okay, sorry. The principles.
A couple of principles that spirit, God, the universe is in us and all around us, right?
Yeah.
And that it leads through intuition. Josh, you've been able to follow your intuition more. That intuition opens the doorways for you. But you've also talked about emotion, and what we're really talking about is vibration, right?
Right.
People that are in harmony in the same vibration. That your goal card that you talked about, Heidi, has a specific vibration, and it found the perfect match out there. So let me ask you this. You haven't met all of your goals and dreams yet, right?
Nope.
Do you have any doubt that you will?
Nope. It will happen. All of them.
It takes that, what you just said, like it takes practice.
Yeah.
Like the last 7 months, we haven't just been like, well, I hope this comes true. Like we do the 5 things. We work out. I mean, you've seen the transformation physically with us.
Yeah.
He's lost 50 pounds. I've lost 50 pounds. We work out, we meditate, we manifest, and we write down our gratitude list. Like it's a muscle.
We listen to Bob every single day.
Yeah, I saw your TikTok. How many times have you listened to lesson 1? 100 times. 100 times a day. Right?
Probably.
Whatever that TikTok is. I love it.
But it's so great because things that you've heard a million times finally click, right? You're like, oh my goodness, like I've heard that a million times, what he just said, but things click. And so you have to trust that process of every single day you listen to the same stuff.
So let me ask you this. What, well, no, maybe not. Here's another question. What is your favorite lesson or principle that you've learned from thinking in results?
Wow, that's a good question.
Well, it's
and for each of you answer your own way.
Yeah, for me, it's the senses. It's the 5. Now, I don't know all 5 of them.
6.
6.
No, not senses. Your faculties.
Right.
And so the will, intuition. You'll have to help me out here.
Imagination, intuition, the will, reason, memory, perception.
So those are the most important thing you can ever learn about in your entire life. If you can learn those, you can achieve whatever it is that you want. And it doesn't have to be money. It doesn't have to be, it can be just feeling love within yourself and living every day to the fullest. Like, it's not about making as much money as you can. It's just feeling good about yourself every single day. And so those faculties have taught me the very, very most. So I believe that's number 5.
That's lesson 5.
5, yeah.
Good job.
That's it. Good
My
job.
favorite lesson is Nephi. First Nephi.
First Nephi.
No, because you know how you like just start something over and over. You're like, hey, this I'm gonna
Also,
get.
lesson 1.
So lesson 1 is probably my favorite because it's the one I've done the most.
Yep.
But I really like the program you just did. That was the magic
in your mind.
Magic in your mind.
So good.
And how it I love the analogy of your brain is the internet and whatever you Google is what comes. And so you're limitless. Google away. That's my favorite thing right now is to be what can I create today? And it might not come today, but I'm planting a seed.
Beautiful. Let me ask you a question about the support of family, friends, and the community of people you're going through thinking in results with. You've had different levels of support, some that have been really there and have had your back, and others that haven't. Tell me just a little bit about that aspect of this journey.
Man, that's been hard because we're such a culture-based society, community. And so if you start thinking differently, people start looking at you differently and thinking, well, who do you think you are? Why do you think that you can just magically create something? Do you know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. But I bet you other people don't. So you had people that were close parts of your support circle that were are you guys freaking nuts? Right? That's.
Now they're starting to be okay, how do I start? How do I start getting into this weekend was super fun. We took a screenshot, but we invested because we do crypto too. We made $40,000 off $1,000, and we're see, it's easy. And people are okay, now how do you do it? So now it's starting to feel like people are because we've known our intuition has told us we're right where we're supposed to be. And now it feels really good. Not necessary, but it feels good that people are oh, maybe they do know.
So let me ask you the question about how. People are asking how. There's 2 different kinds of how, right? There's a strategy and tactic to invest in crypto, but how do you really reach your goal?
So reach the goal
That's a good question.
We thought of.
What's the secret? What's the secret of success when you have people looking at what you're doing and they ask, how have you done this?
Right.
Is it really step by step? Here's how you invest in crypto, and this is how you meet.
No.
What is the how?
How is start with your mindset.
Yeah, it's different.
It's the secret to everything.
For every single purpose. I can help someone, but within they're gonna find that way. But for me, it's, and pray for everyone doing this, is you being consistent on how you want to change your paradigm, because your paradigm is
It sneaks back in.
everything. And so you have to do the work every single day. You have to do your gratitude list. You get to. You get to.
I love it.
But you have to learn what you, like, for instance, your coaching, the material tells you exactly how to do it.
It's life-changing.
Just follow it. Follow it.
So not everybody that does this gets the results that you do. Why?
It's their mindset. It's their belief on what they feel they're capable of.
I wonder why you think so. Like, why are we different? I don't know.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of variables that come into it. A lot of it has to do with where your mindset has been for so long, but also the consistency. Josh, what you just said, the consistency there's a lot of work or effort that goes into taking control of how your mind works. And I think people come to this with varying degrees of belief. People that are all in and know it, like you had a paradigm shift hearing about images, Josh, right?
Yeah. And that really helped.
That brought a momentum to it that Heidi surrendered to, and both of you guys surrendered to that. I think there's a lot of people that are feeding their skepticism. You got chills on that?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Boy, I love it. I think there's a lot of people that are skeptical.
I got like FOMO chills.
I want chills.
But what do you think about this? Can you feed your fear and skepticism at the same time as your faith?
No, because you're just going to hit a wall.
And I think that's what people do.
Yeah.
People try to feed both.
And they don't really know that, right? At first, that fear is so strong that it's just who they, are, who they feel like at the time. And so sometimes you got to do both until one's stronger. But the homework is the most important part. That will make the fear really small, really, until it's totally gone. It quiets it.
Those voices.
What in the world made you trust some crazy guy on TikTok in your feed?
Well, you do look trustworthy. That's a good thing.
You're a handsome fella.
Bella?
No, it was.
You know when you can trust somebody, and you have that. Like, you just have a knowledge, you have a way of communicating it, and you live it. You don't just talk about it, like, you live it, and people see that.
Thank you. What message would you have for people that, like, we've just finished up 8 days now of this class of worksheets and exercises? What would you say to people who are on the fence? Either they're resistant to jump on a call because they don't want to be sold to, or they've had that conversation and they're scared of the investment. What would you say to them?
Like when we had our first call, I didn't want to get sold. Like, I knew that's what.
Did I sell you? Did I really twist your arm?
No, but it's the thought, this person's going to try and sell me, and it's going to cost a lot of money. But when we talked, when we had that phone call, there was truth to it. And so even though I didn't want to make the phone call, I didn't want to be sold, I'm glad that I did. Yeah, I wanted more out of my life. And so when we had that first phone call, I could feel truth. And that helped me. And so people need to take that first phone call and be open.
What do you have to lose?
Yeah, you don't have anything to lose except you could change your entire life.
Your entire life could change.
Do you think people want to know the truth about what they're capable of?
I don't think some people do. Not everybody. So
why?
It's scary.
Why?
It's scary to know the possibilities are endless. Some people like to live in a box, and we're not. We're part of God. Like, we're creators, and at some point, like, there's no structure in that. Like, this program has legitimately made me question everything in life. Like,
which is good, which
in
is really
such
good.
a magical way that's been, and I think when you talk about support, like when you have a spouse,
Yeah.
like this is like our church talks about creating, right? That you become gods and goddesses one day. Today. Like
Yeah.
God sent us down here today to create and become a god and a goddess of this world. And in my house,
Of our reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our, and why shouldn't we?
Yeah.
Like, why are we living a world in a box?
You know, the line that the truth will set you free is absolutely accurate, right?
Makes complete sense. Scary, but it makes sense.
So what got you through the fear?
The
Coaching, yeah.
Doing the lessons, listening to twice a day.
Hearing people's stories. Like
Stories.
seeing
Mastermind.
It's not like you're just saying, hey, this might work. Like there's testimonies of people completely changing their lives with this knowledge. Like,
and it's not like it just started, right? It's been around
forever
since the world started.
Yeah, that's a funny thing about truth that way.
Yeah. Right?
That's true.
Yeah.
So what is next for you guys? Where is this journey taking you, do you think? Or where do you want it to take you?
You know, so I have my own dreams, my own goals that I practiced every single day. And I am going, and I am, see, and that's the thing. I wanted my art to be shown around the whole world. And I know if I continue to do what I am doing, it will happen. It will. It's up to me. If I have self-doubt, which you could totally hear that in my voice, that's the only thing that's going to slow it down.
When you, like, conquer that?
Once I conquer that.
So you still have doubt?
Oh yeah. Like I have 42 years of not knowing what's going on.
So explain this for me, because I think it's important. I asked you, do you have any doubt that you're going to reach your goals? And you said absolutely not, but you still have doubt. What's the difference there?
The difference is, even though I do have self-doubt, I know what's going to get me there. And so as long as I do the practice, it's very good.
Right? Like we just have to fill that gap.
Well, it's kind of like when you go to school and you're going to learn something new. Like you know that the answers are all there. You just have to study hard. There's no difference.
Okay, we gotta dive into this just a little deeper. And if you guys got to run, like you got to run.
No.
I got some time to dig here. So you guys, anybody watching, this is like a public coaching session. What do you doubt, Josh? Do you doubt the truth of the material and the principles?
No, not at all. That
okay.
I completely know is truth.
Do you doubt the results that you've had so far?
Nope.
Do you doubt the material's ability to bring everything that you want?
No.
Okay. Do you doubt your worthiness of what you want?
Yes. Yes.
Why? Because
it's my paradigm. And even though I have from the time I started to the time now, I have grown 1,000 times, but it's just still something that sometimes I have to work with.
How many? Describe for me how intimately have you been with those thoughts of doubt and lack of worthiness over your lifetime? Like that's been probably a core part that you've carried in your heart, right?
Yeah. And it slips out sometimes. And so that's how I know it's still something I need to work on, because that's just the way it is. But I know with what I'm doing, slowly, I'm going to chisel away all of that doubt.
So be able to chisel it now.
We've got the hammer and chisel out right now. So I've got psycho-cybernetics right here. This has come up several single times. So I'm just going to read from here. This is all on re-examining your beliefs. And Josh, I want you to do that in this moment. Remember that both behavior and feeling spring from belief. To root out the belief that is responsible for your feeling and your behavior, ask yourself why. This is your homework. For anybody watching, this is your homework. Josh, this is your homework tonight. Why? Is there some task that you would like to do, some channel in which you'd like to express yourself, but you hang back feeling I can't? Ask yourself why. Why do I believe that I can't? And then ask yourself, is this belief based on actual fact or an assumption or a false conclusion? So why do you continue to doubt yourself? Josh?
I doubt myself a lot less, but it's definitely something that.
Why? Why do you still do it? Why do you still do it? We're coaching live here, guys.
Yeah, I do not know why.
We got to answer that question. Why? Think about it.
Why do I doubt myself?
Why?
Because I guess that's what I'm choosing.
Why are you choosing that?
I don't know.
Right?
Right.
No, but here's because I love that you said you're choosing that. Let me keep going. Then ask yourself these questions. Is there any rational reason for such a belief?
No, there is not. And that's the most beautiful part.
Could it be that you are mistaken in this belief?
I am.
Wow.
Yes.
Would I come to the same conclusion about another person in a similar situation? Would you believe that another person can't?
Wow.
Look at your wife. Would you project your doubts on Heidi?
Heavens no. No.
Why should I continue to act and feel as if it were true if there is no good reason to believe it? Now listen to this. Don't just pass by these questions casually. This is on page 80 of my book here. Don't pass by these questions casually. Wrestle with them. Think hard on them. Get emotional about them. Can you see that you've cheated and sold yourself short, not because of some fact, but only because of some stupid belief? And he says, so try to arouse some indignation, possibly anger, which is very anti for you guys, because you are not the angry guys. Some anger, indignation and anger can sometimes act as liberators from false ideas. Alfred Adler got mad at himself and his teacher and was enabled to throw off some negative definition of self. An old farmer said he quit tobacco for good one day when he discovered that he left his tobacco home and started to walk 2 miles for it. And on the way, he saw that he was being used in a humiliating way by his habit. And he got mad, turned around, and went back to the field and never smoked again. Clarence Darrow, the famous attorney, said his success started the day he got mad when he attempted to secure a mortgage to buy a house. Just as the transaction was about to be completed, the lender's wife spoke up and said, "Don't be a fool. He'll never make enough money to pay it off." Darrow himself had some serious doubts about the same thing, but something happened when he heard her remark. He became indignant, both at the woman and at himself, and determined that he would be successful. I would rewatch this section. We're 35 minutes into this when we started this. Why do you believe that? And I'm the same way, man. I'm the same way. When I run up to my barriers, I'm like, screw this. You are not believing this anymore. You are not going to let this affect you. You know better.
No, that's the most beautiful part about this whole thing is a year ago, if we would have had this talk, it would have either made me not confident. It would have made me probably a little bit, mad. But it's like it doesn't matter. Like, we're all learning.
Isn't it so silly how our beliefs work?
Yeah, right. And so
the belief part, right? Like, so we want to reprogram that, because I feel like the second you stop, you probably think that every day. Like you don't deserve it.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So
a little bit. Yeah.
So just if he wrestles with this, even me, like I'm gonna ask myself some questions, but like, how do we reprogram that? Like, what do we do?
Yeah. Well, so first off, it's examining the why and realizing there is no why, and realizing that you're choosing to what. Now, I don't think it's a choice. I think it's a habit.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's a habit. It's not a choice, but you make a choice to allow a habit to control your life, or you make a choice to change that habit. So this is simple. If you have the habit of telling yourself that I'm not good enough or I can't, what habit do you need to replace that? You guys know this.
I am good enough.
I am good enough, and I
Yeah.
will. Yep.
I have.
Not just with repetition, but with feeling and emotion. Heidi, that's what you talked about. The goal really got into your heart, and that allowed it to change, right? So it's just not just the repetition, it's the emotion behind it. You have to wrestle up that faith. And maybe it comes from looking at Heidi and saying, would I project my feelings of unworthiness onto her? Would I allow her to say to herself that she's not good enough? No. And that when we look at our partners, or those are our kids, we look at our kids and we have that kind of level of emotion come up, that I would not let my kids think they weren't enough. Then you just redirect that emotion back to yourself.
Yeah.
Wow.
Why would I do that to myself? Yeah. If I wouldn't do it to her, my kids. Yep. Thank you, Todd.
Wow.
Yeah. You're welcome.
That's a breakthrough.
Live
Now
coaching
just
session.
wait. Now just
Oh,
watch.
you're all in trouble now.
What
No, for real though. Thank
That's
you.
really awesome.
Thank you.
No, you're welcome. You're welcome. What do you feel you need to go to the next level to secure your goals and dreams from this point on?
What do we need?
Well,
Keep doing
a
it.
level of talking, having respect for who I am, and continually continually loving myself. Like you're saying, why would I talk to myself that way? Like, stop that. Like, no more talk like that. Because no, I would never do it to anyone else. I would never tell anyone else they're not worthy. So why would I do it to me? So I'm going to stop that. It's done. Habits. It's done.
Heidi, what about you? What do you need to go to the next level?
I love the word you used earlier when you said surrender, because the moment I surrendered when Josh wanted to take this huge jump, it legitimately freed my soul. And so I just need to keep surrendering. I'm letting go of everything I think will make me happy and letting my spirit really find that true happiness.
Beautiful. Beautiful. When people come to you and ask, how in the world have you done this in less than a year to go from working maintenance at a church to being directors, full-time artists? What is your answer usually to them?
Our mindset. Like we didn't change anything except our mind and our perspective and what we were telling ourselves. And like just indulging in knowledge about our true creative beings and how limitless we really are.
And what kind of response do you think they buy that?
It's some are like, what? That's crazy. And some are like, well, tell me more. Like at one point, me and Josh think it's fun to just talk the craziest we can to see how far people think we've like lost it. But on the other hand, like people are starting to be like, wait, maybe they haven't lost it and they might be onto something.
Beautiful. Awesome. Do you guys have any final words or anything that you want to share before we're done?
I do. I am so thankful. We're so thankful for you, your time, your knowledge, your experience. Like you've changed our lives. You've changed the direction of our whole universe. I mean, like there's not a price. There's not anything I wouldn't willingly give you for what you've given us, because it's the most beautiful thing. And now I get to coach my children in how life should really be lived. So thank you. And thank you to your wife. And you guys are just amazing people that we're so blessed to know.
Wow. Thank you so much. Josh, do you have any final words? I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, I know that That's exactly, I feel the same. If somebody is on the edge or on the fence and they just don't know, like, this isn't about making a ton of money and being as successful as you possibly can. It's not about that. It's about understanding who you really are and just living every day with joy and happiness. It doesn't matter about all the rest of it. Being happy every single day with what you're doing, if that's what you want, this will definitely help you.
Wow.
Most definitely.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. And I want to tell you, I may be the messenger or a conduit for you guys, but you guys are the ones doing the work every day. And so just congratulations to you guys as well. Hang on for just a second while I wrap up, guys, and we'll chat just after this. So hang right there. Thank you, Tom. Absolutely. Thank you, everybody that tuned in. If you're watching the replay, thank you for doing that. If you have any doubts, just have a conversation. We're here to help. We're here to help you step into your power and step into your life the way that you want it to be. And that only happens when you get outside that comfort zone. And I hope Josh and Heidi's story just demonstrates the power that this material can have. So just wanted to say thank you for tuning in, everybody. And we'll be in touch soon. Thanks so much. Bye.